All right, guys, so we were picking up where we left off on Friday. So we started the lesson with finding the lines, or determining which lines are parallel and which lines are perpendicular. Two lines are considered parallel if they have the same slope. Two lines are perpendicular if they have the opposite reciprocal slopes. And so the first one we're looking at here, so we want to find an equation of a line that passes through the point -4, 6 and is parallel to the given line. Now, if two lines are parallel, they have the same slope. So if it's parallel to this line here, its slope, m, is 3. Because we're talking about y is equal to mx plus b. And the only thing we really need this equation for is its slope, because we need the slope of the line. So the equation they give us is really telling us what the slope is. If it's parallel, the slopes are the same. If they're perpendicular, it's going to be the opposite reciprocal. And we're going to use point slope form, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1, to find the equation of the line. Now we're going to fill our information in. Now they told us the slope. Because it's parallel, the slopes are the same. So our new slope is still going to be 3. Now we're going to use the point they gave us. And a point is always going to come in the form of x comma y. So the x value goes in where x1 is. And the y value goes where y1 is. Any questions on this so far? This? That is the formula. That is point slope form. Because the y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1 is point slope form. It's just the equation. And we plug the y value into y1, the x value into x1, the point that it goes through, in our slope. Now all we need to do now is to get y by itself. So on the left-hand side, it's still going to say y minus 6. Because we want to work with the distributive property on the left side. Now 3 times x is 3x. Now inside the parentheses we do have minus -4, and a negative and negative make a. So really it's x plus 4. 3 times positive 4 is going to be plus 12. What do we need to do next? Add 6 to both sides. Which tells us that y is equal to 3x plus, and we're done. That's the equation of a line that is parallel to the given line and passes through the point -4, 6. Questions on any of this here? Are you ready for the next one? So for this next one here, they don't give us an equation in form that the last one did. But we do have an equation here. And we want to find the equation of the blue line. Now these two lines are parallel. So if they're parallel, their slopes are going to be the, so the slope of the line we want is going to be 3/2. Questions on this so far? This one? Okay, that just means they're out of order. That just means the pages are probably out of order. Now, if we look at this one here, the slopes are the same because they're parallel. So the slope is -2 because our given line is in the form of y equals mx plus b. So our slope is -2. Questions on this so far? Now the general form of the line, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So what's our slope for the other line? So what's the value of our slope that we're going to plug in here? -2, because they are the same. Now the point they gave us was this one here. 0, -2. Well, the x value is, and the y value is -2. Now our -2 we can change to +2. Now we can distribute the -2. -2 times x is, what is -2 times -0? Yes.
Why would y1 be -2? I thought m was
M is the slope, and y2 or y1 is our point. So we're talking about this point here. Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah, so -2 times -0 is just 0. We don't have to include that there. And last but not least, we need 2, -2 from both sides. So we'll have y by itself. So is -2x and -2, are they like terms? -2x minus 2.
Solve for x a little bit more.
Solve for y. Yep. Questions on this here? Let's look at the next page on the note sheet, because I have a feeling they got flipped. Did y'all find A? Okay. All right.
Next one we're on is like I did the question of the speed.
So, okay, so this page somehow got canceled out. Are there any questions on parallel? Do we feel comfortable with parallel lines? Okay. Perpendicular. Now, the perpendicular slopes we said are what? Opposite reciprocal. We change the sign and flip it. Well, the line that they gave us, the equation line they gave us, isn't in the form y equals mx plus b. So we're not able to easily see what the slope is. But we can take this equation here and make it into the form of y equals mx plus b, yes? So what do we need to do? And we can do that by subtracting 2x from both sides. Y is equal to, because 2x minus 2x is, now 2 and 2x are not like terms. So we can put it in front, -2x plus 2. Does that make sense?
So if you can't
Combine them, we just put them next to each other. Now we do this in order to find out what the slope is. And for here, the slope is -2, yes? So the slope of the line that they gave us is -2. But this time they're not parallel, because if they were parallel, the new slope would be -2, yes? Perpendicular is the opposite reciprocal. We change the sign and flip it. So if our starting slope was -2, our new slope is going to be positive, because we change the sign and flip it. Now what's the denominator for 2? 1. It's understood to be 1. We don't ever write it. We just know that's what it is. So if I flip 2 over 1, I get 1 over 2. So whenever we get the perpendicular slope, we change the sign. We take it going from negative to positive and flip. Because by definition, two lines or two slopes are perpendicular if and only if their product is -1. And we could check that here. We could say 1/2 times -2, which would be -2 over 2, which is indeed -1. And that's a way that you can make sure that you do have the correct slope, because we could take the two slopes, multiply them together, and see, do I get -1? Now, we didn't have to do this by hand. You could plug that straight into a calculator. It'll do it for you. So this is our new slope. And that's the only difference from what we did for the last few. Everything from here on out. Yep, it's just an extra step. Everything from this point on is the exact same. So we have y minus, well, the y value of the point they gave us is 3. This time the slope is, and our x value is 2. This time they were a little bit nice. They were nice to us, especially when we do this product of 1/2. So we'll have y minus 3. Well, 1/2 times x is 1/2 x. Now we're going to do 1/2 times -2. Well, it's going to be minus -1. 1/2 times -2 is -1. They were kind of nice and gave us a whole number instead of a fraction. Now to finally get y by itself, we would indeed add 3 to both sides, telling us y is equal to 1/2 x plus 2. That's it. Questions on this here? So we want to write the equation of a line passing through the point -12, 6 that is perpendicular to the given line here. Well, the slope of the line that they gave us is 2/3. Yes? Our perpendicular slope, we have to change the sign and flip it. Yes. -3 seconds, -3 halves, -3 over 2. It's either going to, yes, because it'll make the whole fraction negative. We can say the 3 on top is negative or the 2 on bottom is negative. But we can't say the 3 and 2 are both negative. Because if they were both negative, a negative over a negative is a positive. So we can attach it to one or the other. Normally, we either put it out front or on top. We don't normally attach it to the bottom. But we can think of it as that in some ways, especially when we graph a line for slope, because we could say that -3 halves, it goes up 3, left 2. So +3, -2. Or we can say it goes down 3, right 2. Now with this equation, we can plug in the information. We can plug in that our slope is -3 halves. And again, our point, it always comes in the form of x comma y. So the y value is +6. The x value is -12. Yes, our negative would make a positive. So we have y minus 6 on the left is equal to -3 halves times x is -3 halves x. Now -3 halves times 12, well, that's going to make it negative. Now you could do that in a calculator, -3 halves times +12, and it would give you the answer. If we did this by hand, what's 12 divided by 2? Times 3. So it would be, because it's going to be negative, because since it was minus negative 12, the negative and negative there would make a positive. And we multiply it by a negative, it goes back negative. Yeah, a lot of sign changes. And last but not least, we would add 6 to both sides, telling us y is equal to negative 3/2 x minus 12. Questions on any of this here? Are you ready for the next one? So this is the last one here. It's pretty much the exact same thing we're doing. They just gave us a graphical version of it. So they gave us an equation of a line, and they gave us a point, and we want to find the equation of the blue line. So we're still going to be using the y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. We already know what the point is. It's 0, 1. So the y value is 1, the x value is 0. I mean, we can go on and plug that in if we wanted to. But we still need the slope. So the original slope is 3/2, yes? Our new slope is negative 2/3. Because the perpendicular slope is the opposite reciprocal, we change the sign and flip it. Yes. Because negative 2/3 times x is, and negative 2/3 times 0 is.
So, skip the 0 part.
Yeah. It's a yes and no, because, well, we're still applying the property of subtraction of 0. And last but not least, we add 1 to both sides, telling us y is negative 2/3 x plus 1. Questions on any of this here? I think some of these got taken off, but that is it. And that is the end of chapter 3. Yep, so you'll make it up when we get back, when you guys get back. So the homework is 7 through 14. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17, and 19.